Hi, this is Shauna. I'm your host for Living in This Space, and I want to welcome you to Monday Mindset. We are going to spend time together talking mindset and motivation, and I hope to bring value to your day with topics and tips that I've learned along this journey that we call life. So let's dive in. Hi, and welcome back to Monday Mindset. Today, I want to talk to you about beginning again. I'm going to focus the conversation today specifically on weight loss. I know there are a lot of you out there struggling in this area. 6 years ago, I lost 87 pounds, and I was successful in keeping that weight off for over 3 years. Now, of course, I had little blurps along the way, and my weight fluctuated by a few pounds or so, but I stayed focused on my nutrition, and I was happy with where I was maintaining. I was following the things I had learned and holding fast to the principles that I knew were going to help me to keep my weight off. Then life hit. And let me tell you, listeners, it hit hard. I started losing focus. I got lazy with my nutrition, and I became complacent. So we're going to dig in today at what this looked like for me personally and what it may be looking like for some of you out there if you're struggling as well. Now, you don't all have to be in a place of dealing with your weight. If you're struggling in another area, I think the steps we're going to talk about today will help you as well. So let's first start by looking at what may be happening when we get off track. When we lose focus on something, it's usually because there's a distraction that's pulling our attention elsewhere. Or it could be that the end result just feels too big or too far away, or maybe it seems too hard to reach. Or we could be losing faith in ourselves that we can even accomplish a particular goal. Next, when we become lazy, we aren't putting in the effort. There's usually a lack of motivation to do the hard work. And much like losing focus, when we become distracted by an easier way out, or even, around getting to our goals, maybe a quicker, more lazy way, then we just totally fall off course. The lazy way will never produce productive results. The lazy way will always take longer, and in the end, it will actually be a harder journey. And then finally, when we become complacent, if I can be brutally honest with you here, everything goes to shit. We finally told ourselves, I really don't need to press on. I'm okay where I am. It's not that bad here. I'm okay with status quo. Does any of this resonate? Have you been here before in any area of your life? This is exactly where I was when life got hard and my weight went up and beyond where I was comfortable with it being. So, how do we get back? How do we begin again, so to speak? I'm using that phrase, it's time to begin again, because I've been here before. I've walked this journey once before. I've stepped into the uncomfortable and have done the hard work before. And my friends, it's time for me to do it again. Are you dealing with something in your life that you know it's time to begin again? If you are, let's look at how we can possibly get back into focus. Number 1, write down your goals. For me, it is to become laser focused on my goal of getting back to that desired weight. It is time for me to set my intention of what it's going to take to reach that goal. And lastly, it's time for me to put into practice what it will take for me to get there. Next, we're going to evaluate where we have become lazy. For me personally, I know that I need to start measuring what's on my plate. I need to plan my meals and not just willy-nilly go to the refrigerator, the freezer, or the pantry and stand there trying to decide last minute what I'm going to eat. And if I'm going out to eat, then I may need to look at the menu ahead of time so that I'm prepared for whatever that restaurant has to offer. For each of us, the work has to be done, no matter what the task or goal you're working toward. The work has to be done. And then finally, How do we get out of that rut of complacency? Well, there has to be a total wake-up call for some of us. This is where the rubber meets the road, so to speak. This is where it's time to reevaluate. So for my personal example of wanting to get back to that healthy weight, I'm going to need to take a really hard look at where I'm at. Am I happy with how I feel? No. Do I like what I see in the mirror? No. Am I being responsible with my health? Again, the answer is no. Then why on earth do I want to persist down this path of having no focus, of being lazy with my choices, and of having that complacent thinking that says, I'm okay with status quo? No matter where you are, if you need to begin yet once again, you have a way out. My sweet listeners, you have within you everything you need to evaluate where you have either lost focus, become lazy, or have become complacent. Do you want to change? Do you want to begin again? It's up to you. It's totally up to you. But I personally know that you can do the hard work it takes to get there. You can look in the mirror and tell yourself, yes, I can. Well, that's it for today. It was quick, just a few tips there. And listen, if you're not already following me on social media, I would love for you to follow the links in my podcast webpage and connect with me. I have links there for Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. So sweet listeners, until the next time, let's all make that choice, if we need to begin yet once again. Hey, thanks for listening. Don't forget to hit follow wherever you get your podcast. And until next time, I hope you live in your space well, my friends.